So the last step that we're going to be doing is actually writing our body paragraph. And this is extremely simple, especially because we have done all of the steps up to today. So as a reminder, we started with the courage prompt where you chose your character and talked about why they were brave, how they demonstrated it. I chose Katniss from the Hunger Games and I gave my examples. So my examples was when she volunteered for her sister Prim and when she devised a plan with her allies. Then we moved on to our thesis statements, and you guys did a great job with these. So my thesis, just as a reminder, is one sentence that perfectly sums up exactly what you will be writing about. So my thesis statement was, Katniss Everdeen displayed enormous bravery by volunteering for her sister and devising a plan to protect herself and her allies. So the volunteering for her sister and devising a plan to protect herself and allies, those are my reasons. So remember, we call those claims. And then each claim each claim gets its own paragraph. So claim 1 is volunteering for her sister, getting their own paragraph, and then claim 2 is devising a complex plan, which gets its own paragraph, and that brings us today to this. So the structure of a body paragraph, really simple, really short. First, you start out with your topic sentence, and this is one sentence. This is your claim, basically. Then you go on to explain your topic. This is kind of the meat of it. This is 2 to 4 sentences. Use your text evidence to support you, 1 to 2 sentences. From there, you have to explain your text evidence, how it ties into your topic and why it's important. And then last but not least, you need to wrap up your paragraph. You can't just end with your quote and its explanation. You really need to wrap up everything so it ties back into your topic sentence. So here's my paragraph, and I've color-coded it to help you see what I did. So Katniss's decision to volunteer as tribute in place of her sister took enormous bravery. Now I explain my topic sentence. The chances of surviving the games are extremely low, as there are 3 other people to fight. Many of them have trained for this and are therefore stronger, able to endure more, and vicious. Katniss is not concerned for her own life. She only wants her sister to survive. Risking your life to save someone else is extremely brave, as people tend to be selfish and put themselves first. When Katniss heard Prim's name, she did not hesitate. Prim, the strangled cry comes out of my throat and my muscles begin to move again. Prim, I reach her just as she is about to mount the steps. With one sweep of my arm, I push her behind me. I volunteer as tribute. This shows how serious Katniss took the games and was not going to ever let Prim suffer. It's easy for people to say they would sacrifice themselves for someone they love, but would people actually? Katniss proved she would, and as a result showed the enormous bravery she had, which was putting others' lives before her own. So I have my topic sentence right here. I then go on to explain the amount of bravery it took because the Hunger Games end in death. Katniss hasn't trained, is pretty weak compared to a lot of the people competing, so she has at a very distinct disadvantage. Then I go into transition with my quote. This right here is me setting up my quote, because you can't just incorporate a quote. You got to try and set it up as much as possible, as much as you can. So that's also green. Then my explanation of my quote is very simple. It's only one sentence. I say, this shows how serious she took the games. She didn't want Prim to suffer. She didn't even hesitate. And last but not least, my conclusion. My conclusion of the paragraph gets a little bit more general. I relate it to people and I relate it to our lives. It's really easy for anyone to say, I would sacrifice myself for someone, but would you really? Would you actually? It's easy to say, but when it comes to doing it, it's very difficult. And Katniss actually did prove that. If you go back to your Lit Circle Courage prompt, you'll see I took most of my explanation. I took most of my blue from right here. So by writing your courage prompt on day 1, you're just making your life easier when it comes to actually writing your entire paper. So if you have any more questions, let me know. But other than that, thank you.